For this example, we are trying to determine whether our quadratic function, f of x equals 2x squared plus 12x minus 3, is going to have a maximum or minimum value. To do this, it's actually quite easy. Really, all we need to know is, does our graph open up or down? So that's our first question. Does it open up or down? Now, how do we know that? The way that we know that is based on the value of a, the leading coefficient. So if our leading coefficient is a positive number, then that tells us that our graph opens up. If it is negative, then our graph opens down. So in this case, we have the a value being 2, which is greater than 0. So that tells us that our graph is going to open up. So our graph opens up. And that means that our graph is going to be in this shape, right? It's going to look something like this for our quadratic, which means that down here at the vertex is going to represent a minimum value. Minimum. So for this function, our graph has a minimum value. Now, how do we figure out what the minimum value is? Again, remember, when we talk about the value of a function, the value is the y-coordinate. So we have to find the value of the location, which is the x-coordinate, or is going to be the axis of symmetry. And then we're going to substitute that back into our function to find the actual value of the minimum. So we start by locating the axis of symmetry. So we know that x equals the opposite of b over 2 times a, which is the opposite of 12 over 2 times 2. So that's negative 12 over 4, which is negative 3. So this value, x equals negative 3, is going to be substituted back into our function to give us the value of our minimum. So what is f at negative 3? So let's substitute. So we have 2 times negative 3 squared plus 12 times negative 3, all of that minus 3. So negative 3 squared, that's 9. So 2 times 9 plus 12 times negative 3, that's a negative 36 minus 3. So we get 18, and then negative 36 minus 3, that's negative 39. So 18 minus 39, that gives us negative 21. So f of negative 3 is negative 21. So the value of our minimum is right here, negative 21. So we have our vertex, right? The vertex is at negative 3, negative 21. The x is the location, right? This is the location of the vertex, and this is the value. So again, the value is negative 21.